Hello, Amanda Lynn here with Amanda Lynn LLC. This time I'm going to be talking about self-advocacy. There's different forms of self-advocacy in the way of what does a therapist do with a client to help advocate for them. And then there's the process of teaching and helping the client learn self-advocacy for themselves within their own personal, interpersonal dynamics and relationships. It's important that people are able to identify what their own wants and needs are before having these conversations. A lot of the time, when it comes to self-advocacy, it usually is around people or relationships that are having trouble respecting our boundaries. Boundaries in the sense of maybe they want something better for us, but we don't agree that that's the path that's best. Can't listen around what you feel is going to be best, in turn giving you the advice that they would give themselves, essentially. Everyone on this planet is essentially their own best friend without recognizing it. Without doing our own work, essentially we're going to just project onto others what we've learned. Maybe those discrepancies, the anger, the confusion, the control, to then figure out who I am. And that is more about self-actualization and really understanding that internal dialogue and process around self-awareness and, again, what those needs are. Self-advocacy then says for us to be able to help a client, depending on what they're bringing into a session, we want to teach them or help them learn what is making them uncomfortable and what is the problem. Then in turn asking themselves, what is the feeling that is arising when this problem happens or when this person shows up? Empathy for the individual. And then we go into different problem-solving solutions. One of the things that has been missed the most in our culture and society, possibly worldwide, but a lot of these things are unconscious, not usually talked about, especially thoughts, feelings, and emotions. They're not tangible like that. We go back to then problem-solving solutions. One of the great things about our early infant childhood mental health is that it's pretty much the blueprint for all other mental health coping tools and how to regulate things like that even into adulthood. If those tools were missed, it's definitely still applies. So in our visual aids for our littles, we would help give them a feelings visual aid. How do they feel? And they can point, and then we'll give them a problem-solving solutions visual aid, and then they can point. And before we even get to that process, we will go through different social stories around what the different feelings are and how to use those coping tools. Also, all the while, creating a space, a safe space with those tools available. So if that child ever needs, or that person as an adult needs those tools, they're always readily available. They know what their needs are, what their emotions are, and how to meet them. Some of those basic problem-solving solutions are asking kindly, sharing, taking turns, setting a timer, asking for help, taking a break, ignoring, using kind words, things like that, or walking away. In turn, this self-advocacy piece takes on the self-responsibility of being able to know your body, mind, and emotions better. Cognitive behavioral therapy, mind, body, emotions, to then get back to what are the things that are feeling out of place, causing anxiety, and then we can look for those tools. Again, one of the bigger issues is that those tools haven't been presented, and that's why in the compassionate therapeutic technique, we work on that best friend exercise or those inner child techniques, so we can build that verbiage of what wasn't given in childhood to then developmentally be able to give that to yourselves. And that's self-love. Beyond self-advocacy or self-actualization, that's just pure self-appreciation. So knowing that you're listening to this mind, body, emotion machine, what is it telling you? And then if you want to add that soul piece as another layer, you can. So getting back to self-advocacy and therapy, it is learning about what those triggers are causing the anxiety or stressor, to then in turn learn empathy for self around what coping skills are needed or provided. And this can run in a different categories of life, from medical to family to just day-to-day self-talk and understanding those things. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to reach out in the comments with any questions, and I will be happy to respond.